34-year-old man. He was hospitalized after he ate a banana wrapped in a condom in a fit of rage.
This is the problem, man. Again, rage, dog, rage.
Yeah, exactly. He didn't do this in a fit of love. This resulted in a serious bowel blackout. This resulted in a serious bowel blockage.
I mean, it made it a bowels.
Look at the bowel.
I'm looking at it.
Yes, and
now,
so
this man, he's 34 years young,
which I actually think good for him for such a age. But I didn't know what a banana would look like in a condom after it was sitting in a person's bowels for a while.
It's cooking. It looks like it was it's interesting because it was sort of like sous vide inside of it. Now,
yeah, it really was. I feel like you could take a little scalpel and you could open it up, and then it's like one of those videos where you're like, it's cheese, or maybe it's cake.
No, this is what he says. Now, he said that he did it in a hormonal rage, which I don't even know what that means. Because, like, does that happen to men? Do we get into? I think it's just like isn't my hormonal rage just like normal? Yeah, I am just light anger runs over every single thing that I do.
Well, to be honest, I've heard, and I believe it, men also go through their periods. We don't bleed necessarily out of our butts or our penises.
Is this Jordan Peterson?
No, this is true.
Who's saying this?
Doctors.
What doctors?
Every month.
If we bleed out of our penises, we have to go to the hospital.
No, you don't do it. No, every month.
Sympathy periods?
No. Every month, the body of both male and female, it goes through a restructuring.
No.
Yeah, Fernando, thank you for that. Fernando is my savior today.
I am just going to say, we've made a moratorium on talking about biology a long time ago.
Everyone knows this.
The one
I
thing
honestly Googled the male.
The only thing I know about periods is that every time one happens, I go, yes. That's all I know. I go,
married.
yes.
You should be happy. You should be happy. You need to procreate because you're married.
Oh my God. Well, are you fucking a Duggar? You sound like one of the Duggars.
They were just in the news.
Yes. Oh yeah. They made quite a splash.
They made I didn't know one of the Duggars' names was Ginger with a J.
Yeah. They're not. The whole family needs to be scrapped.
Anyway, so this guy, again, in some kind of hormonal rage, perhaps
I just
he was
don't
on
even know
his medical period.
I just don't even understand why in the rage. Because again, I've eaten angry. I've eaten sad. You know, I've done all of these things, but it's a condom that he shoved a banana in a condom and he forced it inside of himself. Well, but the OG way, not the butthole. No. Like, he did it through the front door.
I actually don't know what the OG way is on that, the butthole.
I'd say eating it is the OG way. Okay. I think that dick in butt is more natural than banana in butt. Because that's a natural extension.
Absolutely. And you're a medical doctor.
This whole show is what it's about. I've told people, sidestorieslpotl@gmail.com, send us your medical questions. And we're just going to answer them. I think we're going to do an entire episode. I think Fernando, that's not going to get us in any legal trouble. Questions. Yeah, people send us your medical questions, and we're just going to answer them one by one because we know what we're talking about. And that's not sarcasm.
That's going to be good for us. So the bizarre case came to light after a dude walked in, and he was like, man, I keep on puking, dude. And I'm real nauseous. I got a lot of pain. And they're like, well, now what happened?
Wait, what happened there, buddy?
Yeah, he wasn't able to tolerate any food or drink.
That's weird.
And he hadn't had a bowel movement in 24 hours, which, oh my God, I've been watching these extreme eating competitions, beard versus food. It's this guy, he's got a big beard and he eats a bunch of food, but they're all skinny. All the people doing the eating competitions are skinny now.
We actually have talked about that's actually fairly normal. I remember there was that one Asian girl.
But back in the day, they were
she was
fat
so
men.
small. Yeah.
Remember though? But then the fat men weren't even good at competitive eating.
They were hitting the lip. They're hitting the ceiling because only so much you can do because the fat compresses the stomach. You actually have to be on the skinnier side because it allows the stomach to expand.
Absolutely. Now they're also working out. Have you seen our hot dog boy?
I've seen our hot dog boy. Yeah, he's looking yoked. He's looking good.
So the doctor said, okay, so you're feeling sick. You haven't pooped in 24 hours. Let's do a little CT scan. And this is where, if you're a doctor,
and you're just like,
how fun. Because this is where you're like, Steve, come in here really quick.
Come look at this.
Because they have to have
come here. Shut up. Look at this. All right. What do you think that is?
Sir, did you wrap a condom in a banana and eat it, sir?
No.
Okay. Well, it seems to be obstructing his small intestine. So the patient reportedly had a history of depression and copped it, which is sad.
Maybe he was just trying to play Mario Kart with his intestines.
I don't know. Yes. Well, it certainly led to a bit of a blockage, and he had a bit of a Bowser effect. So he copped to swallowing the prophylactic covered fruit. And again, as Henry said, in a fit of hormonal rage. All right, this week's Hero of the Week is Elvis Presley's diet.
Yo, that boy. Because, last week I opened with a little bit of I set up with fact that was immediately then proven to be false.
What?
Because I said, in my mind, I was like, I'd heard tell that Elvis wasn't as fat as we thought he was. But then I looked it up. He was actually very obese. He was
towards the
350 pounds.
the very end. But anyway, it's we're beginning to understand just a little bit more of what his food lifestyle was like.
Yeah, it was a lifestyle.
For those that don't know, I'm sure you do, but he died alone in his bathroom at the age of 42.
Which is really sad. He was so young. And then he also was, he was pushing too hard because he was on all the pills.
He was on all the pills. He was 350 pounds, and he gained all of that weight in just 5 years.
Oh, wow.
What he would do was consume 10,000 to 12,000 calories a day, and he would eat something called a fool's gold loaf.
Well, this was his. That was his. That's the story. Because have you heard the story?
Oh, I know.
It's like a famous story where he said to the Memphis Mafia, "Hey, everybody, we got to get on a plane. We got to go to Colorado." And that's what they did. They went to Colorado to get his favorite sandwich.
The fool's gold loaf. And so what is that, you would say? Well, it's a hollowed out loaf of bread.
It is. It's an entire loaf of bread.
An entire loaf of bread, a jar of peanut butter, a jar of jelly, several packs of fried bacon. It's 9,000 calories, and that was one of his favorite dishes. He also had the fried peanut butter and banana sandwich. That's very famous.
Well, he had his apparently his cook, he had her remake it 5 times until she got the formula right. And she said that what you'd have to do is, she said the trick was, what Elvis loved, is that you needed a full stick of butter for each sandwich. That's what he liked, and you gave him what he wanted. And he was just like, I'll tell you what, no matter where I go, you gotta talk with me.
Well, there you go.
And that's a man who knew what he wanted. And he would get on a plane and he'd go get that 9,000 calorie sandwich, which is still to this day sold at this restaurant.
I want to get it.
Called the Colorado Mine Company.
It looks kind of delicious, kind of disgusting, kind of perfect.
I sent this to Eddie, like Ed Larson, until hey, let's think of this.
Was he offended?
He actually, what he was offended at was the price of the sandwich, which is $37.95.
Yes, but
and
again,
he was like,
it's
that
a full jar of peanut butter. This is full jelly jar.
You're taking me. That's what I said.
Peanut butter is not cheap.
That's what I'm saying. But I said it to Eddie, and he said that markup is criminal.
No,
that's what he said.
It's a restaurant.
Eddie is my restaurant knowledge man.
Yeah, but it's a full fucking jar of this stuff. They're not just like little sandwiches.
I am now Eddie. You are what I said. That's literally what I said. He was just like, that's preposterous.
That's
preposterous. He was getting mad at the menu just for sheer, hormonal rage.
So the diet of Elvis Presley is also.
We better watch Eddie, because if his hormonal rage is starting now, and we know he loves bananas. He eats like 3 bananas a day.
He's a banana guy. This is what, according to author James Gregory, wrote on a book, The Elvis Presley Story. He says, note for his future wife, Elvis loves enormous breakfast, complete with sausage, bacon, eggs, fried potatoes, home-baked rolls, and coffee.
Yum, yum.
He has a tremendous appetite at breakfast.
Yeah,
he goes on to say, his wife should never develop elegant or expensive tastes.
Yeah.
So he's like, if you even think about having caviar,
was some kind of fish? He said that he loved burnt salmon that was covered in sugar. He liked sugar glazed. It had to be.
But he was on the tip of the spear of the bacon. I actually think bacon is a little bit overhyped.
Well, that's the whole thing. It became memed. Once it became memeified, then everyone got into the bacon. I'm fine. I like bacon, but it's fine.
It's fine. But he was, whatever. He was the first one to candy it.
Yes, he was bold. I don't know if he was the first one to ever candy it, but he liked it to be candied.
He also, between peanut butter fried food, he also loved his meat. This is what he said.
This is how much I love this subject, is that I didn't even comment the fact that this is not a human or hero or even in a story. I just love this.
Every meal he ate had to contain some sort of meat, whether it be roast beef, ham steaks, boneless chicken,
Ooh.
hamburger steaks,
Yum, yum.
meatloaf,
Yep,
and of
yep.
course, Presley loved everything with the bacon.
Me too. What he called
also-
those? What was his special? Was his special balls? What did he call them when he put
called
them around the
Elvis's party meatballs.
Ever's party
And
meatballs?
that
Yeah, because
was a
those are meatballs
meatball
covered in bacon.
bacon wrapped in bacon.
I fucking love him, man.
This is why I'm also going. This is I can relate to him.
Oh, of course,
This is
we
the
all
only
can.
world-class celebrity where it's like, that's all you do. You just want to eat. So it'd be like, if we just did a weekend
Imagine.
with him, we wouldn't have to hang out. We wouldn't have to have absinthe
No.
with any
No.
weird-ass
We'd be
cringy people.
tripping balls on
We wouldn't-
fucking meatloaf, dude.
Just eat. Eat.
Can you imagine a life where it could have been you, me? We got Chris Farley, Elvis,
Memphis Mafia.
James Gandolfini.
Oh, my God.
That
Let's
dinner.
bring John Candy.
John
into that.
Candy with that dinner. With that fat man celebration,
Oh,
a
God.
real celebration. We gotta get a crew of fucking fat boys together.